honorable members of the APRM Focal Point Committee, honorable members of the APRM Panel of Eminent Persons, the Chief Executive of the APRM Continental Secretariat, Professor Eddie Maloka, partners and friends and guests, and ladies and gentlemen, what a joy it is that we can all get together in this forum. And as I said, I welcome you to this 31st Summit. That we are meeting virtually, or some in Addis and others in other locations, is once more a stark reminder of the times that we are living in. Last month we marked 2 years since the first case of COVID-19 was reported by the World Health Organization. Since then, Africa and indeed the world has been engaged in an unprecedented struggle for our very survival. The pandemic has impacted nearly every aspect of life and existence, and no sector and no endeavor of life has been left unaffected. As much as COVID-19 has altered the human health landscape, it has had political ramifications as well, and will continue to do so for some time to come into the future. Its impact on our economies has been quite severe, and as Africa, a number of our developmental aspirations have been severely set back as we continue to marshal all our resources towards saving lives and protecting livelihoods. All of this notwithstanding, we soldier on and must soldier on. And we have now trained our focus on the health, social, economic and political recovery. The work of the APR Forum has continued throughout the pandemic. This is testament to the resilience as well as the endurance of this mechanism, as well as to the broad support it continues to receive from participating states. We know that the African peer review mechanism is integral to our efforts to meet the aspirations of Agenda 2063, of a continent that is integrated, prosperous, and peaceful. In this regard, I wish to thank the Chair of the AU, President Tshisekedi, as well as the Chair of the AU Commission, for their support, their counsel and guidance as we steer the APR Forum through these very extremely choppy waters. I also want to welcome and congratulate the Republic of Burundi that will be acceding to the APRM at this forum and joining us as a new member of the mechanism. This summit will be considering a number of items and recommendations emanating from the 34th meeting of the APRM Committee of Focal Points that took place last month. We will be peer reviewing a number of countries that have undergone extensive APRM review processes, namely the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Republic of Namibia, the Republic of Niger, and the Republic of South Africa. It is a source of pride to us as South Africa that we were able to complete our country review during our tenure as chair of the APR Forum. This summit will also be considering the targeted review of the Republic of Kenya, as well as the progress report of the Republic of Uganda. An opportunity will also be afforded to the President of the Republic of Djibouti to present their statement on the targeted review of their country following on the 29th APR Forum Summit in February 2020. It is pleasing to note that the Africa Governance Report 2021 is ready and will be presented to the 35th Ordinary Session of the Assembly of Heads of State and Government of the AU that opens tomorrow. Our collective thanks go to the APRM Continental Secretariat and other institutions of the African Governance Architecture Platform for developing and submitting this important report. I also wish to thank all who have played such an important role in steering the APRM processes during this time. Our thanks go to the Minister of Public Service and Administration of the Republic of South Africa, to the APR panel of eminent persons led by Ambassador Ombeni Sefu, to the Chief Executive Officer of the APRM, Professor Eddie Maloka and his team, as well as to our strategic partners. Thanks to your efforts, the APRM review processes continue to be characterized by integrity, robustness, independence, professionalism, and credibility. The promotion of democracy, human rights, and good governance on our continent has become a particularly critical endeavor at this time. The resurgence of unconstitutional change of governments in parts of Africa is of concern, and we must continue to support the efforts of our regional bodies such as ECOWAS and the AU Peace and Security Council in this regard. Next year, the APRM will be marking its 20th anniversary. We look forward to this, and it is this that is an anniversary of which we can be proud of. We must continue with the good work and spare no effort to ensure that the APRM is both strengthened, supported, and becomes embedded in everything that we do on our continent. Your Excellencies, heads of state and government, and ministers and deputy ministers, and all those who are present on this platform, I'd like to thank you for taking time which you have set aside to be present with us in this meeting. And I now take you forward and accordingly ask my brother, Chairperson Musa Faki Mahamat, Chairperson of the Commission, to make his opening statement. Musa Faki.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Excellence, Monsieur Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa.
Excellency Cyril Ramaphosa, President of the Republic of South Africa and a Chair of the APRM, Excellencies, Heads of States and Governments, ladies and gentlemen. Ambassador Ombeni Johanna Sefu, Chairperson of the panel of eminent persons of the APRM, distinguished delegates, and CEO of the APRM, Professor Eddie Maloka, ladies and gentlemen. Before moving forward, I would like to express my gratitude to His Excellency Cyril Ramaphosa, who is chairing the APRM, for convening this 31st summit of the APRM panel. 19 years after it's been created, despite difficult and challenging beginnings, the APRM has proven its resilience and perseverance to the task. At a time when we are in the process of revitalizing even further. The APRM has demonstrated tremendous progress through the ascension of many states to the mechanism. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate His Excellency President of Burundi, who has favorably responded to the call of the APRM, and at the end of the session will officially be the 42nd member of the APRM. And I wish that the rest of the countries of Africa will join the APRM so that the universal acceptance becomes a reality and further strengthen the partnerships, exchanges of the AU organs. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the value addition of the APRM is no longer to prove, because through the country reports, through participative consultation through different sections of countries, participating countries of the APRM have introduced reforms that have been productive in ascertaining good governance and development and on economic and social levels in their countries. For the first time in its history, the APRM, at the end of a very fruitful year, will present 4 country review reports from Nigeria, Namibia, Niger, and South Africa, and targeted reviews reports, which will give us an overview of the progresses that have been made by those respective countries in terms of democracy, political, economic, and social governance, and corporate governance, and socio-economic development. The review reports focus on challenges such as climate change, terrorism, illicit financial flows, and youth unemployment. Ladies and gentlemen, excellencies, even though governance is a challenge for all of us, I would like to call upon all of us, to civil society, governments, private sector, and traditional bodies to help implement the decisions that are made in the context of this process. As we are in the process of celebrating the 20th anniversary of the APRM, I hope that this summit will form the opportunity for us to draw a diagnosis of our existence and to plan for the future. The APRM is one of the greatest inventions of the African Union. So this 20th anniversary comes at a time when anti-constitutional changes and military coup have resumed on our country, namely in West Africa mostly. We are expected to react at the continental and at the regional economic communities levels to address these issues. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to conclude by congratulating us for the progresses that the APRM has made under the leadership of Professor Eddie Maloka, for his engagement, his determination in the process of revitalizing this important organ. The APRM has a huge potential, and I believe that together we will manage to rise it to the status of an institution that brings together the entire continent. I thank you.
Now move on to the next speaker, the chairperson, or Ambassador rather, Ombeni Johanna Sefu, chairperson of the African Peer Review Mechanism panel of eminent persons, to make an opening statement.
Your Excellency Cyril Ramaphosa, President of the Republic of South Africa and Chairperson of the Forum, Your Excellency Macky Sall, President of Senegal and Your Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, Your Excellency Faki Mahamat, Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Your Excellencies, Heads of AU organs and institutions, Heads of delegations, Professor Eddie Maloka, the CEO of the Continental Secretariat, Dr. Ali Hagar, Vice Chairperson of the panel, Chairperson of the Committee of Focal Points, strategic partners, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the panel of eminent persons, I'm deeply honored to present our statement at this 31st Forum of the APRM. And we continue to thank the government and people of South Africa for so warmly and fraternally hosting and facilitating the panel and the Secretariat in their great country since the APRM was established. We also remain grateful to the Forum for the guidance and support provided to the panel, with appreciation to the chairperson, His Excellency, President Ramaphosa, and all previous chairs for their leadership and commitment to the work of the panel. I thank the Forum for appointing Dr. Abdoulaye Jane from the Gambia to the panel during the last forum. I'm sure his long experience in governance and development will be a great asset in our work. Excellencies, the panel was saddened by the loss in October last year of one of its members, a distinguished daughter of Uganda and Africa as a whole, Dr. Hope Kivengere. We pay tribute to her invaluable contribution to the panel and to the promotion of the APRM and good governance in Uganda and in Africa as a whole. May her soul rest in peace. Excellencies, we begin the year with both good and some bad news. On the good side, we are glad to note the upcoming accession of Burundi into the APRM family, bringing us a little closer to the goal of universal accession. But we are also sad, as Your Excellencies have noted, to note the increasing regression of some APRM member states into coup d'etats and other arrangements that are not in line with what APRM stands for. This trend is worrying and truly sad, and we call upon all involved to ensure democratic governance is restored and the active membership of APRM is revived. Excellencies, 2021 was a successful year for the panel's work despite the COVID-19 pandemic, and our accomplishments include the peer review of the country reports of the Republic of Liberia, targeted review reports of Zambia and Sierra Leone, and now the review missions to Nigeria, Namibia, Niger, and South Africa, where 8 targeted reviews that covered Uganda and Kenya. We provided input into the validation of the Africa Governance Report, and in developing a framework on collaboration between the panel and other institutions as deliberated at the inaugural annual APRM Peace and Security Council consultation retreat in December last year. Your Excellencies, the APRM process has produced a wealth of information based on broad stakeholder engagement and participation. It has demonstrated itself to be an outstanding African contribution to the establishment and institutionalization of Afrocentric good governance grounded in participatory arrangements and effective citizenship. The panel congratulates heads of state and government for their strategic guidance and for embracing the APRM process. And we encourage Your Excellencies to sustain the political will and momentum to move the process forward. Lastly, Excellencies, may I take this opportunity to inform you that this summit marks the end of my term as chair, as well as that of the vice chair, Dr. Haga, and we are grateful to our peers in the panel for nominating us to this position, and to all heads of state and government for entrusting us with the leadership of the panel over the last year. And allow me to pledge our full support to the incoming panel bureau and to wish them success in their new roles. I thank you very much for your kind attention, Your Excellencies.
Thank you very much indeed. We appreciate those very well thought out words. It now gives me pleasure to announce the accession of the Republic of Burundi as the 42nd member of the African Peer Review Mechanism. This is great progress, and we would like to applaud Burundi for having taken this very decisive step to accede to the membership of the APRM. And it is with this in mind that I'd like to invite His Excellency General Evariste Ndayishimiye, the President of the Republic of Burundi, to give his accession statement. Your Excellency.
Allow me first to thank God, the Almighty, for everything He is, for everything He gives, and everything He does for us. Excellencies, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, President of the Republic of South Africa, President of the APRM Forum, Excellency, Head of States and of Government, present in this 31st APRM Forum, Excellence, Mr. Musafaki Mohammed, AUC Chair, Excellency, Ambassador Ombeni Joanna Sefue, APRM Panel Chairperson, Excellency, Dr. Eddie Maloka, CEO of the APRM. Ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. I am very happy to take the floor and to be able to speak in this assembly and all those who are gathering around this 31st forum of the APRM. I would like to send the greetings of the people of Burundi that are expressing their gratitude over the African brotherhood that you have always expressed towards Burundi. I would like to also seize the opportunity to congratulate you, President Ramaphosa, for the wisdom with which you have presiding over the forum. And you, of course, you have the entire corporation of Burundi that is officially becoming the 42nd member of the APRM. Let it be also allowed to me to just pay homage to Idris Deby, the former president of Chad, who was then the head of the forum and who encouraged Burundi to adhere to the APRM. That is, of course, the fruits of his work that we are here becoming the 42nd member and of President Ramaphosa that succeeded him after 2020. The Republic of Burundi is coming now to add its stone to the building of Africa in a place of government and political, social, and economic governance. And Burundi believes that the APRM will allow its government to enhance the effectiveness of its actions. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to share with you the experience of Burundi as far as governance is concerned. After recovering peace and stability, my government started its battle against poverty in order to bring our country to a path of peace and development. And to get to this phase, Burundi organized a Burundian inter-country dialogue in order to eradicate the issues that have been mining the peace in our country. And we were able to analyze the economic and social situation of the country in order to uproot the real reason of poverty in our country, amongst which we have colonialism that has brought discrimination, and what it has done has not yet been properly healed in Burundi. And we understand now that dialogue is the way, and it has produced two important documents. Number one, the Constitution that was voted by referendum, and that the National Development Plan that is a master plan in our fight against poverty. As far as it's a very painful past, we have put in place two commissions and other preventive mechanisms, including the Human Rights Commission. Today, therefore, it is the time for us to ensure that all action of the government is actually focusing on eradicating poverty, and we will fight against corruption and ensure good governance. And that is why we have baptized this government a very responsible and laborious government that has to work for the interest of the people. We have to root out corruption in all our organs. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, good governance is actually what will bring about the people's aspirations. We were forced to take into account the participatory approach to ensure that we are all working towards a common destiny. And we are also looking at how to strengthen democracy and public freedom, and using a new path that will allow the different political parties to work together. We now have regular meetings through the political parties forum, and we are having all politicians having a dialogue and not considering each other as enemies, but as comrades working towards a common good. And this, of course, is for the betterment of all our citizens. And thanks to this philosophy, our people now can actually denounce those who are in public offices and not doing the work in a very effective way. And I can assure you that today in Burundi, every citizen has the right to speak directly to the head of states through the phone, they all have my phone number now. And twice a year, we have public programs on TV and radio where we are answering directly the questions that are asked not only by the media, but also by our people. And all that is to answer to our people as the father of all Burundis. And of course, every president then has to conduct himself as a good head of a family that takes the time to listen to the children and that does not need to be bribed in order to work towards the betterment of the family. Finally, Your Excellency, to conclude my remarks, I would like to reiterate my thanks to all the member states of the APRM, and I would like to reiterate my commitment to work with the mechanism and actively participate to all our activities. And it is with this word that I am concluding my remarks of adherence to the APRM as a 42nd member. Long live APRM, AVR, long live Burundi, long live good governance. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you very much for that accession statement. And once again, we wish to congratulate Burundi and indeed yourself, Your Excellency, for having taken this very important and historic part of the APRM as Burundi. So we thank you. Your Excellencies, heads of state and government, and ladies and gentlemen, I now move on, and it gives me pleasure to invite heads of state and government of the APR Forum who would like to make a statement during this open session. And just to say that it would be good if we could limit our statements to just 5 minutes so that we have sufficient time to go through our mammoth program, because we still have a lot of work to engage in. So I now open this session to those heads of state and government who would like to make a statement during this open session. So I will await any request for opportunities to say something during this period. If there is none, it then gives us the opportunity to move on with our program and actually move to the closed session of our program, when we shall ask the media to leave us in peace so that we can then carry on with our work. Not that when they are present we are in pieces, that for now we would like to be left in wonderful peace so that we carry on